G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Starfield. Hope you guys are doing well. We are on the planet Navachi, and we're here because we're about to go and fetch one of our new starborn powers. Now, before we go ahead and do that though, I have been looking up the issue with Sam Coe's questline, and various people have reported the same bug that we're experiencing here. The whole sort of issue with Sam becoming a little bit irate after certain decisions that we make. There's definitely something to do with the way we handle the freight ship that was in that mission, the Dumas. And essentially, if we decide to board the ship, then that's probably the worst outcome. You're apparently not supposed to board the ship and kill everyone on board to try and get the info, which I did. And instead, if you just simply, destroyed the ship without boarding it, you would actually not make Sam irate, which is a little bit weird. Again, I think I said in the previous episode that it makes a little bit more sense for you to board the ship and steal the info, which is the reason why I did it. But anyway, those guys, they didn't even, give us a chance for persuasion or anything like that, so we would have had to destroy the ship without boarding it anyway to try and get the info, and apparently Sam is completely fine with us doing that. But anyway, regardless of that, so what I did is I sort of replayed that section of the mission, and I tried to do it the right way, quote unquote. And it still hasn't resolved the issue. So apparently there's just I'm thinking maybe a pathing issue where Sam gets a little bit bugged out as we're trying to approach the statue of Solomon Coe, which is essentially where he wants to meet us for this sort of last conversation that we're supposed to have. So instead of sort of finding any other type of solution, I've sort of devised my own solution to this problem because I didn't really see anyone else post any solutions. But yeah, I mean, my solution is kind of rough here, which is literally to push him closer and closer to the statue. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Now, you may be wondering, why haven't I just gone off and picked up the power at the temple on Navachi, which is where we sort of started off this episode. And that's because if you go off and do other stuff, Sam will occasionally spawn right nearby, and that would actually make things a lot harder for you to try and resolve. It's much better if you've got the bug happening right here in Aquila City, because at the very least you can sort of nudge Sam in the direction that he needs to be in. Oh, okay, so he's decided that he's going to walk around now.
Looks like we got another
Oh, and he's walking away.
You give Sarah Morgan a pleasure.
Okay, yeah, he's still not responsive, so let's get him a little bit closer. Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of a really weird fix.
Constellation, always a pleasure.
Nope, not yet. Let's get him moving further that way. We apparently need to be very, very close to the statue. And initially I thought maybe we might need to actually be standing in the bar, but...
Yeah, thanks for coming here with me. I used to truly hate this place. When I was a kid, I'd throw stones at that statue. Just beamed him over and over. Almost got arrested for it once.
Solomon looks like he can handle it.
I can personally attest that the sculptor didn't skimp on the materials. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just the post-mission glow. I miss the old guy. Maybe even Aquila City. A little. With all that's gone on, with what we've been through, I finally feel at peace. Lillian and I were never meant for each other. But it's good to have her back as a mother to Cora. It's great, even.
How did Cora take the news?
She was over the moon. Which is good. And for now. But I know Lillian. There will be days when she flakes. Big time. Either way, Cora's better with her in her life. Warts and all.
That conversation with Lillian was long overdue.
Yeah. And without your support, I don't think I ever would have done it. Man, there's so much. But you know, behind every lucky star that's come my way lately, I see, you. I've talked with you about things no one, and I mean no one, else knows. Well, your words have been a great comfort. You know, you live long enough, and you can just get covered in garbage. From the mistakes, the betrayals, misfortune. Makes it easy to lose sight of the things you should be thankful for.
You did all the hard work, I just listened.
Yeah, that's all you did. Right. When we met, originally, and I heard you wanted to travel together, I didn't know what to think. It seemed you waltzed into Constellation so quickly and easily. I thought maybe you were like Walter's bastard kid or ward or something. But, you know, you're pretty amazing. Man, I can't believe I just said that.
Well, you're a pretty amazing friend yourself, Sam.
Well, can't argue with that. I just want you to know, come thick or thin, hell or high water, I'm there for you. Every time. So let's go, partner.
Sweet. Alright. So now we should be able to let go of Sam when we need to. But I'm not going to do that just yet. We may as well now go to Navachi and see if we can grab the power that we were talking about before. So let me just buy some structural material here because we have the opportunity to do so. And yeah, as I said, guys, because I had to sort of replay some parts of the previous mission, which obviously I didn't bother recording, a few things might be a little bit different. The amount of creds we have and the amount of maybe materials we have. So yeah, keep that in mind. I decided not to pick up every little thing that I saw, so because I just thought that it'd be too much trouble than it's worth. I think we just got this Explorer Adventurer hat. This is basically the same hat that Sam Coe wears, right? So let me just see if there's anything else we need to sell. Got a couple of spacesuits here, we could just get rid of that. And weapon-wise, yeah, okay. That we can get rid of. Yeah, so I only picked up a couple of things there after replaying. Right. So there we go. Sam's tagging, tagging along like normal. Unlike before, where he was just like stuck everywhere. So I guess from here, we don't exactly need to go onto the ship, do we? We can literally just travel to Navachi from here, so let's do it. And yeah, full disclosure as well, guys, I've been to Navachi and I actually obtained the power initially because what I wanted to do in the previous episode was just after the previous episode was just to come here, pick up the power, and then head back to sort of resolve Sam Coe's bugged out quest line. But instead of being able to fix it, I sort of broke it even more by getting Sam to sort of spawn in this location. So yeah, if you are having trouble with the quest line, I would highly suggest that you know, to try and just, you know, nudge him close to Solomon Coe's statue to try and get that fixed. And only then should you move on, because if you move on and progress with the game too much, I think it's going to be even harder for you to try and fix the problem. Alright, Temple Beta. So let's try and do this quickly. I kind of already know what power we're gonna get here, but all good. Oh man. Come on. Very good. Alright. Yeah, the picture of, I guess, this map, I'm gonna call it a map, of the galaxy is looking a little bit clearer and clearer the more we do this. Oh! Too easy. Better heal up though. Okay, so the power that we picked up is this here, Gravity Wave. And I guess with Gravity Wave it means that you can literally just push things. So, I mean, I don't really see any distinction between this and Force Push, basically. I'm not entirely sure if there's anything out here that we can push around though. So if we're going to play around with it, we're going to have to do that later on. But let's get back to the ship, and from here we're going to have to decide on what to do next. So let's take a look at our mission list. Oh, by the way guys, I also was concerned about improving relations with Sam for a while, so and I thought initially that was the problem and he refused to budge because he was angry at us. But apparently if you do a whole bunch of these missions where you're sort of fighting against the Crimson Fleet or killing Crimson Fleet pirates, if you do a whole bunch of those, you can improve standing with not just Sam Coe, but you can improve standing with various other companions as well. So keep that in mind if you're in need. But yeah, I would like to finish up the ECS Constance mission, but that's okay. We'll have to sort of come back to that. That's also a little bit bugged. I'm thinking of doing a few activities here, guys. Let's just maybe clear up a few things, and from there, I sort of want to go back to Londinian to try and continue our work against the Terramorphs. So, I have no idea what this is all about. Show Hurst's note to CDR Woodard. But let's start with the distress signal in the Charybdis system. Okay, we haven't been to the Charybdis system before, or maybe it's just far. Let's get to the Nebula first. And from here, hopefully, we can get to the Charybdis system. It's still quite far. I wonder if we can even reach the Charybdis system. If we go to Barra, we might be able to get to the Charybdis system from there. Maybe. Let's do it. Let's try. Our ship is still damaged from previous fights. It is taking us quite a while to repair.
Grav drive spinning down. Systems green.
Alright. And now we should try to get to Charybdis. Okay, right, no. Nope. Apparently the only way is from Zosma. So I did not know that.
And we're here.
I mean, can we even reach? Yeah, okay, we can. That's good. Yeah, it got me worried there for a second, thinking maybe we need like a level C grab drive or something.
Repeating emergency request. Facility Crucible requires vital materials to sustain the mission. Transmitting coordinates on Charybdis 3. End of message.
Okay, it's actually pronounced Charybdis, not Charybdis. Charybdis. Alright, so Operation Starseed. Go to Crucible on Charybdis 3. Okay, let's do it. I don't know if it's perhaps some kind of a fetch quest where you have to deliver materials. Talk with Tobias. Okay then. Sam's still in tow, that's fine. He can tag along a little bit. Though I would like to go and fetch Andrasia very soon. Let's see if we can hang out with her for a little bit, and I think she might actually even need something from us right now. I think there's a quest line to speak to her.
Human of unknown origin detected. Designated outsider. This is an undisclosed secret location. Please identify purpose or depart.
What is exactly, what exactly, a little bit weird here. What exactly is this place?
Outsider is not part of plan. End of inquiry.
I received your distress call.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency request. Explanation deemed acceptable. Clearance granted to Crucible. Outsider will deliver 150 units of copper. Compensation will be dispensed.
Tobias, stand down. We have a visitor.
Reminder, deliver required material. End of conversation.
This is incredible. For so long we hoped for any visit, and the day has finally arrived.
What is this place?
Oh dear, that's a surprisingly tricky question. I'm probably not the person to answer it, but it is a genuine pleasure to meet you.
Well, Charybdis is really out of the way. You must not get a lot of people here.
We see no one, ever. Your arrival is truly an historic one, but many fear what it portends. The societies have closed their doors and are arguing about what to do, while the rest hide to see which way the wind blows. Franklin would know what to do. He's the oldest among us. You should talk with him.
Okay. Talk to Franklin? What do you mean by societies?
Most of us are like me, free and unaligned. But there are 3 societies that are oft at odds with one another. The Believers, the Pragmatists, and the Renegades. It would be wise to meet each of them. Franklin leads the Pragmatists.
Why are people hiding?
Crucible is a tinderbox, and any spark will set it off. We're still recovering from a deadly conflict that happened 3 years ago. Far fewer of us are here to greet you today because of it.
Okay, well, I'll go look for Franklin.
Give it time, and I'm sure the others will come out. For curiosity's sake, if nothing else.
They didn't exactly put up a welcome mat, did they? Spooky.
I'll say. So Franklin is in there. I guess we might not be very welcome. Seems like a very small community, but then they've got like 3 political factions already for such a small place. Yeah, it seems kind of odd. Franklin. Okay. He's the normalest looking person that I've ever seen. Like, the way he dresses, it looks like he's just come out of like the 90s, 2000s, so...
When your ship landed, I feared the robots would shoot you on sight. I am greatly relieved that they let you enter our community. But you come during a delicate time. Everyone will seek to use your arrival to further their own ends.
That's a weird old-time outfit, and your accent is odd.
Where to begin? Maybe an introduction? I am Franklin Delano Roosevelt, leader of the Pragmatist Society.
Roosevelt? I know I've heard that name before.
Well, it is gratifying that even after all these years, my name isn't entirely forgot. You see, I was an American president. Well, not literally, but in a sense I was. Everyone that lives here are clones. Some of us are clones of the greatest figures of history, and others, well, we don't rightly know. When we die, and some of us die quite often, we are brought back. I cannot imagine how strange this must sound to an outsider.
This has got to be one of my best days ever. Cora is going to go insane. Literally insane.
To have such advanced cloning technology is unheard of. How?
Is it? I wish I could illuminate you on this, but we are as ignorant of the technology which brought us into being as we are of the outside world.
Are you immortal then?
Not at all. I have had occasion to see death more than anyone. When someone dies, all they have accomplished here in Crucible, all of their deeds, thoughts, are gone. And when they come back, they are different, modified. The believers say they are improved. Being reborn can take years, sometimes over a decade. But everyone comes back.
So you are a real president of the old United States of America.
Now there is the question, isn't it? I do not have FDR's memories, but I know every nuance of his life and times. Well, it's as much as history records. I confess, I feel an undeniable affinity towards him. But no, I am my own man, but not all of us see it that way.
I want to know who you people are and what's going on.
I could see how confusing this may be, even frustrating. But if it's any consolation, many of us feel the same, and we live here. After decades, centuries, of trying to figure it out ourselves, there is so very much we don't know either. The robots clone us for a reason, their so-called mission. But what that is, and what we should do about it, is something the societies disagree about. Sometimes violently. It's best to meet with the other societies, and after, I promise I'll explain the pragmatist's position on matters.
What can you tell me about the mission?
Well, it is one of the few concrete things we know about Crucible. If you want to truly know about the mission, the believers will tell you all about it. In fact, it can be hard to get them to stop talking about it. After you meet with them, I'll share my position.
Alright, well, I'll hold you to that promise, Franklin.
Please do. Word has been sent, so the street should be full again. There is more I would talk with you about, but I would not take advantage of your ignorance. Go speak with the Manarinas and Genghis Khan.
Manarinas and Genghis Khan. Okay. Sure. I have no idea what this is. Oh, some guard spouted off some stuff to us. Typical. I thought we needed to deliver some... Oh yeah, okay. Yes, we do need to deliver 150 copper to Tobias. But we can also talk to these people. I mean, I'm curious about this place. What the heck is going on? So these guys are obviously being cloned. They don't know why they're being cloned. They're being kept here though. I don't know if it's against their will.
I would kill for a new slate. Of anything at all.
It almost feels like this is a...
Welcome to town, stranger. Consider me part of the welcoming committee. The name's Wyatt Earp, and I'd be most pleased if you'd use one of the spare rooms during your stay. For a modest fee, of course.
I thought Wyatt Earp was a sheriff.
He was, and I try to be. I do the best I can to uphold the law, but the societies make that difficult. I expect I've had as much success restraining Genghis as the Chinese did. I do what I can. Roosevelt and I are both of the same mind on that.
So you're a pragmatist then?
I'm for whatever side wants to keep the peace. It means that the pragmatists and I are often on the same side of things, but you might be surprised the number of times I've had to ask some of them to back off some nonsense.
Well, I'll keep my law breaking to a minimum then.
I can work with that. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. And by the by, I may have access to some essentials I've picked up over the years. Happy to sell them to you.
Is there a lot of crime here in the Crucible?
It runs hot and cold. During usual times, it's an occasional scuffle, maybe a black eye when an argument gets out of hand, and then a society goes on a rampage and it's tombstone all over. I hope your arrival keeps things on an even keel.
All right.
You're
Wyatt, I
always
want you
welcome
to
back.
look into the theft. I won't take no for an answer.
Oh, dear Lord. Listen, the facility provides us damn near everything. Just ask for another mug.
But that mug was mine. I wrote my name on it and everything. I know Gary stole it.
I'm not about to bust down someone's door.
He's just like walking off, even though they're having a conversation. Goodness me, Bethesda, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. I hope the next Elder Scrolls is going to be extremely polished, because, yeah, I can see why people are really dunking on this game. It is rough. Alright, so I guess we should have a chat with the various people first. I don't know if they all want us to do stuff. I'm guessing they will want us to do stuff, but I'm then keen on delivering 150 copper to Tobias and seeing if that sort of leads us anywhere. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about this thing. I was about to say that it seems like maybe these guys are a bit of an experiment. Like a societal experiment with clones that are very passionate about, you know, what they do. Amaniranus. Okay, I thought I was about to meet Genghis Khan, but I guess he's over there.
I had hoped you would visit me. Good. Know that you stand before Queen Amanirinas of the Kush, queen of a dead kingdom on a dead world. But I earned my name, and even the sands of time cannot take it from me.
What's the Kush?
In truly ancient times, my land lay south of Egypt, a harsh country. History is enamored of my contemporary Cleopatra, but she would have withered and died had she tried to rule my land.
Well, yeah, it's good to meet you, Your Majesty.
Your courtesy is appreciated, even though it rings hollow. My subjects are all dust. If you don't believe me, know you are not alone. Some clones deride me behind my back. I know this, but I feel in my bones that I am a Manirinas for true. The great and the terrible, to those who would oppose me. I remember things no one has told me. Memories of faces, betrayers, lovers, allies, and enemies. And the smells. The right scent. And I close my eyes. And I can picture all of it. So vividly. It aches my heart. My home. My kingdom.
How can you be so certain?
Have you no faith of your own? Something you hold to, even though it cannot be proven. It is the same with me. But I am certain. You speak to a Manirinas, reborn.
Well, I'll withhold my judgment then.
You are wise then. I know how it must sound. Once, I called upon mighty armies. However, on Crucible I still lead. Have you heard of the believers? Have you heard of the mission? We are the ones who will take our rightful place in these settled systems, to bring in a new glorious age, and break the endless cycles of oppression and greed.
Could you tell me more about the mission?
So many scoff at the mission. Before we are reborn here, there are words all of us are told. That we are the chosen. We are meant to better ourselves. To learn, grow, and thrive. All of us represent the greatest figures in our history. Who better to lead the settled systems to a new golden age?
You really think you can change everything?
You are skeptical. My advisors thought the same when Augustus Caesar stood unbeatable at Kush's border. I made war against the mighty Romans. I took their cities and fought them to a draw. No other king or queen can boast of that honor against that famed Roman. And that's just me. Some of the greatest lions of all ages are awaiting rebirth. What are bureaucrats, petty politicians, and lawyers against that?
And you want me to help with this?
If we could do it ourselves, we would have, years ago. I do not care if you think my plan is insane. But what I want, what we want, is a chance to prove to the facility we are ready. When someone has achieved their potential, the facility is supposed to set us free among the stars. But the machines have been breaking more and more over the years, and no one has ever been deemed worthy. I need your help to properly fix the facility so that we can prove ourselves and claim our birthright.
What is the facility?
The facility is another place on this very planet. A place we cannot go, as much as we dream of it.
Maybe none of you are ready.
Surely someone, anyone by now would have learned the lessons the facility sought to teach. No, the machines have not aged well. The crises break upon our beach, each one greater than the last.
Well, look, I'll hear you out, but no promises.
Then listen well, outsider. You must go to the facility. The robots and what drives them is not here. The facility is where they come from. Somewhere far to the east. None of us can travel there. But you can. Go there, please. And see if the facility can be repaired. Then report back to me.
Okay. I wonder if we picked up a separate quest line for that. It does seem like we have to speak to Genghis Khan first, though, so... yeah, why don't we go out there and have a chat with him. See what he's all about. I guess we can also explore this area a little bit, can't we? I don't know if there are any other sort of unique...
You actually came from space.
...people to speak to. All of them are sort of just wearing the same stuff, though. It's not like they're... you know, interesting in any way. I don't really understand their uniform. It's a little bit out of place. I'm sort of keeping an eye out for magazines. It seems like a place that a magazine might actually be hidden somewhere. I mean, these guys seem to be well stocked, though. But apparently they do need some copper, or at the very least, Tobias needs some copper. Okay, someone's got a nice, swanky-looking office here. Yeah, so I kind of wish that with the outpost construction you could make habs like this where you can then sort of set actual walls down instead of having to sort of put down some partitions. Or perhaps maybe there is a way to do that if you invest a little bit more into the building side of things in the skill tree. But I most certainly didn't really see anything. Oh, here's where he lives. Okay. Take another look around.
This is a prison, plain and simple.
The pragmatists are the only ones who see Crucible for what it really is.
Wyatt, I want you to look into the theft.
James is coming.
Take no for an answer.
I can feel it.
Listen, the facility provides us damn near everything. Just ask for another mug.
It's the same conversation, just with another dude.
You're the most exciting thing that's happened. Well, ever.
Yeah, I feel like these guys are just like being observed to see, you know, how factions in a small controlled environment react to each other, to their different beliefs, and whether or not they can, I don't know, resolve things, get along, you know. Amanirena's computer. Let's take a look. Why do we fail? I believe the mission is pure, but time is harsh and cruel. The machines break down. Clearly, there is no other reason none of us have succeeded and been sent out into the settled systems. I feel I am close to revelation, something that will shake the earth, but I am not there yet. I am not the only one. We remember things in our core. All of us, even the great skeptic Roosevelt, I've caught on 2 occasions saying something that surprised himself. I got carried away, he said the first time, and I must have overheard it the second. Is it so strange that the truth speaks to us through our body? Of times past, people have believed this since our earliest times. Some of us still believe. Damn the renegades. Violet left. She joined the renegades. She must have been a traitor all along. Genghis is sly. His feints have counter feints. But you are not the only one who knows how to handle a blade, Mongol. The renegade's belief is a sickness that must be cured. My home. I dreamt of the Kush again last night. The scrub, the trees, the soil. There is something to the sky there that haunts me. And our ancestral home, the earth, is gone. Loss and grief sometimes overwhelms me. My kingdom is gone. My people aren't a people anymore. One day I should build something new born of the past. A new Kush, something to inspire wonder for the ages. But first I must pass the test. I know one day I will be worthy. Our numbers grow. The long hard strategy works. Another has joined our flock. No matter how many lies Genghis spreads, or doubt Roosevelt fosters, the truth of the mission cannot be denied. Given time, the believers will triumph by numbers alone. Roosevelt said he remembers a time when there were but 3 of us. Now we are legion. No one can stand against us. Yeah, I gotta be careful that that doesn't sort of spiral out of control. Sort of belief, blind faith. Someone's a bit of an artist. Okay. No magazines in sight. Where do I go to get to this guy? Okay, I guess we need to go outside. He likes to hang out outside of the compound. I thought they were not allowed to leave, though.
Stranger! Weapons out! They come!
This has got to be the strangest and coolest thing I've ever done.
Right. Genghis?
The man from the stars. Come to see me. And you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I guess the world out there is not so different than here. Genghis Khan, a pleasure to meet you.
I can't believe it. You're really Genghis Khan. Well, yeah, you're much more civil than I was expecting.
Manners cost me nothing. But make no mistake, I will do whatever it takes to escape this prison. I am pleased that the dangers out here are of no concern to you. You cannot be fully human if you trap yourself behind walls.
Okay. I kind of agree with his stance. so far, because these guys are being experimented on, which seems a little bit unfair in my view. Though Roosevelt, I like his sort of stance of non-aggression. I don't know, I just feel like he doesn't really do too much to question his state. Yeah, I'm not sure who to support, but anyway. Why are you really out here?
I would provide fresh meat for my society, so we don't get fat off the robots. Franklin and I see eye to eye on very little, but even he appreciates this. And I always hope to see some means of escape. Perhaps our luck has finally changed.
You handle yourself well out here.
The robots taught me many things any Mongol would know. So, hunting game, even such as this, is little challenge to me. So Franklin told you of us. Oh, that we're clones? Some of us think that makes us special. That the deeds of our namesakes are somehow ours. But that is blind arrogance. We are just people. Same as you. Same as anyone.
So you really feel no connection to Genghis at all?
None at all. It is as if I were a student of his life and times from an early age. I know so much about him, but that doesn't mean I am him. I am me, and I am content with this.
Now, I'm surprised you didn't change your name then.
I never really thought about that. Surprising indeed. But all this talk gets us nowhere. Too many of the others grovel at the feet of the damned robots, trying to play their roles in a broken game. The renegades will not submit, and one day, we will be free.
What will you do if you escaped?
I do not know. Everything outside of Crucible is unknown to us. I imagine the settled systems are not so settled that a man who does not shrink from violence can't make a place for himself, though.
So, Crucible is a prison?
A prison of the mind and the body. Crucible holds out a throne and says, "Obey, and it is yours." But thrones are meant to be taken, not handed to you by a machine. But it is a tantalizing lie that keeps the others in line.
If you renegades are so tough, you shouldn't really need me.
If Crucible had not hobbled us, we wouldn't. I have died a dozen deaths trying to find a way out of Crucible. You get too far or disobey too much, then death. Crucible holds our lives in its hands. But now the robots have made a grave mistake. You can go where none of us can. You hold our future in your hands, and all the societies know it.
Crucible really kills you?
Oh yes. You can go 1 or 2 miles from Crucible, and you drop dead. I have no knowledge of medicine, but it's probably poison. It boils my blood to be subjugated like this. But too many of the clones are sheep. As long as their pens are clean and comfortable, they bleat their arguments.
Well, I kind of agree that what Crucible is doing is wrong.
I sense fire in you. Good. You will need it. You know of the facility, yes? Go there and make the machines let us leave. It is not much to ask, and it will set us free.
Okay. But yeah, there is a real risk, considering who he is, that people may be affected by the decisions that he makes after he leaves. But he's got a point, though. I mean, these people, sure, they're clones. Doesn't mean that they've done all the great things that the people have done in the past. They're just them, right? So how do we balance all of this? I guess maybe we might hear another argument from Franklin over here.
So, you have heard from the other societies. I must confess I'm very curious what an outsider thought of them and their positions. You might be the first objectively neutral party we've ever come across.
Well, both of them are maybe misguided and probably dangerous. I don't know about misguided. I like Genghis's idea of freedom. Maybe I can just say this one. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this.
A very diplomatic approach. The facility has gathered some of the most obstinate and dangerous personages throughout history. It has told them that they should lead in a golden age via whatever means they see appropriate. Setting us all loose and parter as a whole would invite disaster. We are barely fit to lead ourselves.
Would it be that bad, though?
The most likely case is anyone that leaves Crucible would die or silently fail. But if the mission is correct, and they do take over the settled systems, in the course of history, it took millennia to cast out petty tyrants. The way ahead lies not looking to the past to literally guide us, but for this generation to learn from us. Terrible and great figures we represent had their time. We made the most of it. We should be at peace with it.
Don't some individuals deserve a chance, though?
A tough but fair question. I must admit the case of Amelia Earhart sometimes keeps me up at night. 'Tis safer if the rule is strict. But if you wanted to make an exception or two, I could live with that. But no one from the other societies. They are all dangerous in their own way.
Well, tell me about your plan, then.
Certainly. It is evident that the facility is decaying. It is both unsustainable and unwise for us to fix and maintain the status quo. Our community must be weaned off the machines, learn how to build, grow, and govern ourselves, allowed to raise families so we can pass our lessons to the next generation, and to die when our allotted time is finished. One day we will be worthy of going to the stars. We are just not there yet.
Is it wrong if others want to escape this prison?
Do not listen to passion. Genghis can be very persuasive, but he's a fool. In some sense, we are an abomination. A science project made for unknown ends and with uncertain results. Once we are fully human, fully self-reliant, then we should be allowed to join the settled systems.
You can't raise families because you're clones? Does that mean you're infertile?
Yes, and not to be indelicate, not for lack of trying. Are we even human in this state? We have no future, only the past.
Okay. There's no risk of these guys sort of proliferating and increasing their numbers. I can't let all of you people remain trapped here, though.
Please, I beg you, listen, look, and think. Who are these people? And what would they do? I hope, for all our sake, you will come to see the light.
Alright, and we just simply have to go to the facility now, and I guess when we get there, we would be making a decision on what to do to enact the plan of one of the leaders here. I'm sort of interested in seeing if there's that unique person that sort of came to greet us, though. I don't see her anywhere. I guess there's the sheriff.
Will inevitably prove they are untrustworthy.
I just wish you'd answer me straight.
We need to talk.
Oh, okay. Sure. Hang on. Secret Lives. This is something completely different.
Listen, it's not safe to talk here. It's about Roosevelt. There's something you need to know.
What do you know about Roosevelt?
Not here. If he found out I'm even talking to you about this...
Alright, well, if you've got something to say, I'm all ears.
Thank you. There's a, well, cave just outside town. No chance of us being listened in on. Please, come as quick as you can. Ideally, before you go to the facility.
Alright, don't be afraid. Whatever it is, I can protect you.
I hope so. I'll meet you at the cave.
Alright. Amelia?
Your ship. She's a beauty. It travels the stars, right? Tell me, what's it like out there?
No matter how much I see, it never gets old.
That's just how I imagine it. My name's Amelia Earhart. When I first woke up in this place, in my head, I knew all about my namesake, her life and her accomplishments. But I also knew how to fly a starship, reactor limits, thrust acceleration vectors and everything. In my mind's eye, I can imagine flying out there, touching heaven itself. And yet, cruelly, here I sit.
Okay, that's weird because most of the people here, they don't really know much about the outside world. They pretty much know just basic stuff, right? But she's different. She seems to know a little bit about starships. Why? Why do you know about spaceflight?
The facility keeps us alive, fed and protected, but they do a terrible job of informing us of anything at all. My guess is the facility thought they might need a pilot one day, but your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know what to make of you or anyone else here.
Funny, some of us have had the same thought about you. Listen, I know you owe me nothing at all, but I would do anything to get off of here. I know the societies want who knows what from you for who knows why, and I don't want to get involved in any politics. I just want For my single self, a chance to explore.
If I can help you, I will.
You won't regret it. Thanks. Do you want to talk about anything else?
Have any thoughts on the societies?
I have a few choice unchristian thoughts about some of them. But I'm going to stay out of it. Listen, I'd understand you making any decision you have to regarding them. Any at all. I just hope you judge me separate. I don't wish harm on anyone. I just want to explore.
You think you're the real Amelia Earhart?
No, I don't. I consider myself a most ardent admirer of hers. She feels like family. Distant family. I like to think we both share a kindred spirit of adventure, though. She broke so many barriers in her life. I would love the same opportunity one day.
Cool.
Thanks for your time.
Alright. Well, we gotta have a chat with Wyatt Earp then about something he knows about Roosevelt. So that's pretty much going to be our next thing here. I'm confused, guys, because there's a lot of weird things happening here. Then there's also the delivery, 150 copper to Tobias. And I don't know if this might open up something completely new, or if that activity is literally just there to, you know, help us make contact and therefore unlocking these various quest lines. That could be the reason why, but I would like to believe there's a sliver of chance that if we deliver 150 copper, we might learn a little bit more about the mission, and I guess this experiment, the Starseed experiment, or Operation Starseed, or whatever it's called. But anyway, guys, this is probably a good place for a bit of a break. When we come back, we'll, I think, look into... I would say maybe Secret Lives. Let's meet Wyatt Earp first, and then we'll come back here, we'll have a chat with Tobias, figure out if we've got the 150 copper that we're supposed to deliver, hand that in, and hopefully we'll be able to progress this story. I was sort of hoping to go back to the Terramorph problem, but that doesn't seem to be happening this episode. It'll probably have to be in the next one. Righto, guys. Gonna sign out here. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like, or a dislike, or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.